Good morning, it's me. I'm back. It's Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here on Wednesday, May 4, 10:30 a.m. You can find me at 10:30 almost every week, every Wednesday, right here on facebook.com/dazzled by stamping. And you can find me any other time on my website at dazzledbystamping.com. Good morning, Deanna. Thank you for joining me. So I have lots of new product to show you. At least I feel like I'm using lots of things. Hi, Marcia. Oh, thanks for sharing already, Deanna. Thanks for your patience with me. Okay, so let's see, what kind of updates do I have? So our new catalog is live. Woohoo! So exciting. I love it. I just realized I still have to clear out all my retired stuff. I didn't do that yet. And I don't even need my other catalog here by me. It's sort of crazy. So we're sort of at a standstill a little bit on the remodel, but it's functional. I'm using my kitchen and I love it. And I'm doing a good job keeping it clean. I'm a little bit of a fanatic about that right now. I told Todd, if you bring home dishes and they don't go in the dishwasher, then they need to go in the sink, because we're not just having stuff on the counter for no reason. Oh, I love the clean look. And our sink is nice and deep, so you can't tell that they're in there. So just, at first glance, it's all perfect well, except for the part where it's not done yet. But anyway, so much fun. Love it. Love, love, love. Okay, so I'm going to jump right in. I'm trying to think if there's, oh, yeah, I need to tell you, oh, yay, fun having a retreat. So we have an awesome promotion going right now. Besides our new catalog coming out, we have new in colors, as you know. I'm actually using one of them today. But we have a new in color starter kit promotion going on, and it's crazy. First of all, I love new in colors, and these are gorgeous. They're nice and bright and whatever. And so whenever they come out, I have to get everything. I have to get the cardstock, ink pads, designer paper, markers, blends, everything I can get my hands on. So Stampin' Up! Is making that available to you as a freebie in the promotion. Well, not all those things, but several of those things. So right now, hi Marlene. Right now, if you sign up to join my team, you get the starter kit for $99, but you choose $125 of free product. And then you also get the 5 in color ink pads, an assortment of the in color cardstock, the in color designer paper stack. Did I use that already? I feel like oh, I showed it on my cards where I showed you all the colors, and I showed them a couple weeks ago. The designer paper, and then there's a you know how I have, maybe you don't even pay attention, but I have grid paper that I have down. So they have a special pack of grid paper in colors that they're including in it also. So anyway, it's a $66.50 value that you get free added onto your kit. So between that and the extra $125 versus $99 and free shipping, do you realize it's free shipping? You save 54% on this product that you're getting, and you can choose all the product. It's crazy. Love it. Love, love, love. So if you have a big wish list, now is an awesome time for you to sign up and join my team. So you don't have to do classes. It's completely up to you what you do with your business. and you get the benefits. Oh, hi, Dot. Yay, have fun. I thought you weren't going there. Did you take an extra trip? Isn't that south of where you're going? I forgot. Well, anyway, have fun, and I'm glad that you got to join us today. Okay, so without any further ado, I'm going to do my randomizer. Do I have a pen near me? I do. Okay, so I have it loaded up. If you're watching me for the first time, I give away the projects that I make here on my live, and for you to be able to earn it, I just press start. To get it free, you need to share this video and then come back and tell me that you shared it, so that because I can't tell when everybody does different settings and stuff like that. So so let me know that you did. So my first winner is Deanna Edwards. Good job, Deanna. Congratulations. Oh, and I have good news. I found all my my freebies that I've been holding on to and not sending out yet. Oh, I just don't have your sound on. Oh, okay. They were tucked in a little bin, like right off to my side, and they're mostly covered. It's not a clear bin. Hi, Janet. And anyway, I was thankful that I found them. I'm like, I have no clue where they are. So I've been doing some cleaning, but it still needs work, especially because when I get ready for my live, then it's all a mess again. Anyway. Okay, so I'm picking another name, and I'm starting. Yeah, 1%. Marcia, woohoo! I don't think she's on yet. Did I say hi to her? I don't remember. Hi, Terry. That's how short of a memory that I have when I'm on here. Like, I can't remember when I've said hi to people. That's ridiculous. Okay, done with my randomizer. And going back to here. Oh, yeah, I never refreshed here so that I can see comments. Just a sec. I need to do that quick. So I can see them on my phone, too, but they don't always come up, and when I'm stamping, then I can't see them because my phone's done. Okay, so I have, yay, you're here. Did I say hi to you already, Marcia? I'm sorry. I literally can't remember sometimes when people are on. So I just count on you being there, you know. So thanks for joining me. Okay, so I'm going to show you the stamp sets that I'm going to use. One is, I'm focusing more on one, but I'm using, Marcia was the first one on. See, I'm just really bad. I don't, yeah, sorry. Good job, Marcia. Okay, so the stamp set that I'm focusing on today is Wild and Sweet. Somebody mentioned that last week. So I'm using this. I love these, even though they're coloring in ones. I'm doing one where I guess I'm coloring in at least parts of both of them. So I'm using this stamp set. And then I'm also using words and dies from this stamp set. So here's words. This is Happiness Abounds. So this is the one that's part of the suite with the Hues of Happiness designer paper. I showed that a couple weeks ago. The gorgeous flowers, or the rainbow, I guess it's not ombre, because ombre is going in one color from that color to white, but it's sort of ombre, we'll just say rainbow. Anyway, I use that, and that's part of this suite. So I'm showing you the dies also. Mostly these dies, they're the shapes of the flowers and leaves or whatever in this. Then there's this sort of wreath-like cutout thing. It's one of those where you where it leaves the negative, but you're cutting out shapes of that. So like, I'm not cutting out this whole big thing. I'm cutting out this design on the card. Does that make sense? And then there's 2 more that I'm actually using today. So I'll show you those as I use them. So I need another drink a sec. Oh, Deanna, I just realized you said yay 1 cent. I owe you another one too, don't I? I probably owe multiples to you guys. At least some of you I know. And I did find the chocolate too, by the way, but I didn't go back. I think Marlene said that's Marcia's. But I haven't gone back. I just found it last night. So I will make that one of my priorities for getting stuff like that out. I owe people gifts from the past couple months. Yeah, behind. I've been very focused and like this on the remodel. It's just sort of consuming. Okay, so I'm going to put you down and do some stamping. So I need to do my magic. So I'm going to unbackward you, put you upside down, and tip you. And then put you down a little bit farther. Okay. So the first project that I'm going to do, I'm using, this is the newest in color, or one of the new in colors, Parakeet Party. So it's very limey. I think it's like a lighter, do you remember Lemon Lime Twist? I think it's, oh, Marlene thinks it is, Marcia, but I honestly have no idea. I need to go back. So I think this is a little bit lighter than Lemon Lime Twist, but I love it. It makes me happy. So I'm going with this fun color, but I'm using these animals that they're not quite, I'm going to call them fun. They're just cute. And I'm starting with the panda. I just love him. He's so cute. And I'm going to use, I want him to be nice and black, and I'm not using blends. So I'm using Stays on him. Now, when I'm inking this up, this is a little bit hard of a stamp to ink up. First of all, you need to make sure it's so big. I'm using the E block, by the way. It's so big, you need to leave the block down and hold the ink pad so that you can ink it up. But then also it's hard to sort of see if you have it inked well, because there's so much detail on him to sort of get texture on him, if I can call it that. So it looks like I don't have him inked up well, but that's just sort of his design. So I'm just making sure that my ink pad is nice and wet. And I already got ink on my hand. Oh no, that must be from last night. So make sure it's wet and then go for it. Now I also have my silicone mat under here because this is about as big as the cardstock that I'm stamping it on. So I want to make sure that I'm getting onto it. So I wanted something dark behind it so that I could see. Whenever you have a big stamp, you want to make sure that you press in the center. I'm not rocking it though. I never rock it, but I'm just pressing. Ooh, that's good, except for the hair that somehow got on there. At least it didn't cause a problem. Oh, this stamped well. Okay, so here's my panda. So sweet. Okay. So I'm going to, I want to let this dry just a little bit, and I'm going to show you the first die that I want to use. So I'm going to show you on here. So this die, this is part of the, what are they called? They're called Blossoming Happiness dies, which is part of the, yeah, it does look like line art drawing. It's part of the Happiness Abounds bundle, or the Hues of Happiness suite. Remember, a bundle is typically a stamp set and dies, or stamp set and punch. A suite has both of those things, plus designer paper, plus typically some sort of embellishment or ribbon or something like that. So anyway, so this die, has a little edge to it, so it cuts off a straight edge. So, and then it sort of looks like stitching a little bit, big stitching, or I think it looks sort of like, oh, I just realized I'm not going to be able to do this on this. I have my mini boss over here, and I can't do it on the mini boss because I'm doing these sides, and this is going to be too wide. So I'm would our punch pad be a good idea for under the large stamps? No, not for, you don't need it for these because this already has a cushion. You need something nice and firm for this. Photopolymer, yes. Punch pad. I assume you mean paper piercing pad. Photopolymer, yes, definitely. But for red rubber, that doesn't matter. You just need to make sure you want something firm, and you need to make sure that you press in the center. All right, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to get up and go use this because it won't fit in my mini boss. So just a second. I'll be right back. It won't take long. So one thing I learned already is you need to make sure that you have that cut edge on the outside. Don't let it be on the inside, or you'll cut it too small for what you don't want, or smaller than what you want, I guess I should say, or you'll cut off your edge that you're going for. All right, I'm going to do one more. I'm so sorry. It didn't hit me that I couldn't do this on the mini. So when I did the other side, I have to turn it around, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. Okay, so here's what I was going for. So I have the, it's sort of a little bit looks like really skinny, like film edges, you know, where, like if you see a, I don't know how you explain that. Well, how do you explain a film edge? I don't know. Anyway, I want to show you this really quick. Can you see this? So there's all these, I'll say the stitching, the big stitching part, but then there's this little edge here. You want to make sure that you have that on the outside edge. So I had to go like this, and then turn it and go like this. Otherwise, if I went like this, I would actually be cutting off my cool edge that I was trying to do. So make sure, flick, I don't know, film strip sort of thing. Is that what I'm, anyway, that's what I'm looking for, if you know what that is. So make sure that you have this little edge on the outside, or you'll be cutting off and just have a skinny little piece of that, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm done with that one. And I'm ready to color. And I'm just going to, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Jamie. And hi, Jamie. Okay, so I'm just using my regular markers today. I don't end up using these a lot because I'm just in love with blends, and I love how they blend together and whatever. But I decided that I didn't want to just leave this all black and white. And I want there to be color on these leaves. And, excuse me, remember, I wanted to make sure that this was nice and black because pandas are black. And when, sorry, you know I have a difficult time when I'm coloring to actually talk. When Memento dries, it tends to look more gray, or it looks a little bit gray rather than such a stark black. So I'm just, all I'm doing is the leaves. This is all that I'm coloring. I'm not bothering with the tree trunk. So I'm just trying to be careful because I do not like the fine tip of most markers. I prefer the brush tip. So I just have to be extra careful when I'm doing it and use a light touch also if necessary. So I am truly using the tip of it rather than the whole brush part of it. So, all right, they don't have to be perfect, but I'm still trying to do a good job. And I would stop, but then I couldn't like do my whole, show you my whole project. Because the other one that I did, it's completely done. So I don't just have a piece that I can swap out. Probably should have thought ahead for that. But I have 2 projects like that today. So can you believe you're going to be watching me color twice? All right. I think I got it all. Okay, so now I need my silicone mat back. So we're going to attach this to, I want it to be offset a little bit. I know I used this cool edge on here, but I still want it to be offset a little bit. Wait, I want it this way. So I'll put that down. And then I'm going to, so this is where I'm going to use the stamp from the Happiness Abounds is the name of the stamp set. And I am using Memento because that set is photopolymer. So I never use Stays On with photopolymer unless I'm going to immediately clean the stamp. So I just have Best Wishes on here. I wanted something that would sort of fit in this little corner, but then even if it went over on the, this is a really thick font. I mean, it's pretty, but it's thick, so it would have shown on top of here if I had stamped on the tree trunk. Now, one more thing that I'm showing is, this is the Baker's Twine, these are all the new in colors. So here's the Parakeet Party, excuse me, Starry Sky, Tahitian Tide, Sweet Sorbet, and Orchid. I about said Orchid Opulence. Orchid Oasis. That's an old color. Oops, I unwound some of this somehow. Okay, so I'm just wrapping this around this edge over here. Crazy. I don't know how I did that. And I didn't think that it would affect me unrolling this. So weird. Oh, and I forgot my ribbon scissors. Just a sec. I was tidying up last night and I knew I'm probably going to need those. And then, but no, I still put it away. Where'd it go? Okay, so I'm just cutting there to get rid of that problem. Being a problem child. Oops. My hands aren't working well today. So I just wrapped it twice and I'm tying a knot. Trim, trim, and then I'm going to put this on our project. first one that I made. I didn't think of this this die until later, so it doesn't have it. I like this a lot. All right, so here he is. He's so cute. Okay, now the next project that I'm going to show. Thank you. I'm glad that you love it. The next project I'm going to show, I'm going to be using the koala bear. I love koala bears. Actually, I'm not sure is it truly a koala bear? Or is that just something we add to it? I don't think they're in the bear family, but I feel like they're still called a bear. All right, so I want to show you some designer paper. So this is from a completely different suite. This is the Sun Print Suite, or the Nature's Prints stamp set is what I used on my rainbow type card before. So I'm using one of these designs, so I'm going to go through and actually show you each of these because of, like, specifically how this one is. It's all the whole design. Thanks for sharing, ladies. So here's one side, here's the other one. So lots of blues. I think Starry Sky, Pacific Point, probably Night of Navy. I don't have the package right here. And then also gray granite. So, and that's actually the color that I'm going to be using. But I wanted, since I'm using this designer paper, I wanted to show you all of the designs with it. This is the piece that I'm going to be using. I just sort of wanted this background. There is, you can't tell, and I have it turned anyway. You can't tell exactly what it says, but there is some writing in here besides the mottled look. There is some white, really fine, pretty font in here. And there's this one. And then this one. Okay, so this designer paper I think is called Sun Prints, part of the Sun Print Suite. Coordinates with the Nature's Print stamp set. All right, so I'm going to take my piece of cardstock here, and I'm still using the E block. This is a much smaller stamp than the other one, but still needs the E, unless you prefer the I. The I is the big, long, like not even this one, but this one. It would fit on there. So this is the same thing. It looks like a drawing, like Marcia mentioned. And so you can't tell completely that you have it inked well. So you just need to make sure that your ink pad's good, and go. Now I'm going a little bit to the side. Again, making sure that I press well on the center. You lost me? Sorry. Ooh, love it. Okay, so here's my koala bear. All right, now, while this is drying, because I am using blends on this one, while this is drying, I have another die to show you. Same sort of thing. I'm going to show you right on this magnet that I have here. So here's the big stitched one. This has the same thing where it's got an edge that it's going to be cutting off. But this is like the notebook sort of edge. So I'm going to, this will fit in the mini boss with that I have sitting here with this. So it can go in this way because I'm going in long with it. I again need to make sure that my edge is on the far outside edge so I don't cut off my cute little part that I'm doing. I'm just trying to make sure that it's lined up. Whenever I use the mini boss, I always try to tuck in the top cutting mat first, so that it goes through first and then it will actually roll through. Otherwise, sometimes there's not enough leverage to do it. Okay, see, it cut this edge off. Now, look, I have a notebook, look. I thought I had seen something like this, and I didn't realize it was this set of dies until I opened the pack up last night. I love that look. We used to have a punch like that, and I loved that punch. So I'm gonna, it has all these things in it, but I'm just gonna tap it off and deal with it later. Okay. So now I have this, and I'm going to do one more thing while I let this dry. So here's my designer paper that I was going to use. And did everybody else lose me too, or is that just Dot having difficulties? Are you guys still there? So I'm using my silicone mat again. I started off on the mat so that it would get it started again for me. Thanks, Deanna. All right, so I'm putting this on here a little bit sideways. And this time I'm going to stamp, okay, good. This time I'm stamping Friends from that same stamp set. I am still using Memento because these are photopolymer. And I'm not worrying about cushion with these. This, I did fine last night without it. So I'm just going to put it right here. Oh, let me try again. I missed it. I shouldn't have said I did fine without it last night. Whew. All right. So here's my card, and I'm going to do one more thing to this, but I'll tell you about it later. So done with ink pads. All right. So now you're going to have to bear with me because I'm coloring again. So feel free to ask me questions if you would like. But I am going to be coloring and might not be able to keep the conversation. Thanks. Well, it helps that it was photopolymer. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have tried it. That's a good time to use a Stamparatus in case you do something like that. All right. So I chose 3 colors of blends. One is, so there's Old Olive. You saw that I have, oops, about showed you my finished part. Old Olive cardstock. This is Gray Granite, as I mentioned. At least I think it is. I better look at that again. I feel like I checked it, double-checked it last night, and now I don't remember. Yeah, it's Gray Granite. Okay. So there's Gray Granite that I'm going to use for the koala bear. Otherwise, I probably would have used Smoky Slate. Crumb Cake that I'm going to use for the tree, and then Old Olive for the branches. So I'm going to start with, I just want to do the koala first, I guess. So what I'm going to do for him is I'm going to highlight where the dark is sort of, that they've already sort of shaded it. And I'm just going to do small spots at a time. Like I'm just going to focus on the face right now. Or the head, I guess I should say. Started on the ears. Yeah, that's the face. So I'm not really exactly trying to blend that in. I do want it to be deeper, darker, just like their shading had been on there. And I'm gonna go with some more dark right here, highlight here, the arms, the legs. I'm just gonna keep going around the rest of this because it's a big open space. So I'm making sure that I hit it right away because it's a little bit bigger space, and you want to blend. If you're going to try to blend the color at all, you want to do it while it's still wet. So you don't want to, that's why I do smaller spaces. So I think it's sort of hard. This color is so similar to what was already stamped that it's sort of hard. I feel like I want some dark over on this edge here. It's sort of hard to tell, like, am I done coloring? Just blend that a little bit more. Okay, so the koala bear's done. This will be cool even just like this. He stands out so much like that. But I'm going to keep coloring. I guess I could... No, I'm going to keep coloring. Okay, so I'm going to put tiny little bits of darker old olive, like on the leaves. But again, I'm not so much trying to blend it. I just want there to be like a difference of color a little bit. Show some interest. Actually, I think I realized when I did this, I actually gave up on worrying about there being a dark color too, because it looks good with this color. Can always go back and add some dark if I want to. Am I putting you guys to sleep? All right, one last spot of leaves here. These are really skinny leaves, so I'm trying to be careful just using the tip of my blend. All right, there's one more here. Okay, got the leaves. Now we're going to do the trunk. So again, I'm going to highlight in the, so I used the dark of the two, of the combo, you know, that the blends come in a combo. I'm using the dark sort of where they've put the dark here too. So I'm just lining this here, and then I'm just adding a few sort of throughout here, and then I'm going to blend it all. So I'm going to hit all of these edges right here. So this is crumb cake again. You can keep adding more dark in if you want, but I'm good with the way it is. All right, and then going back to dark over here. This one was difficult. I couldn't make a straight line last night. I'm going down the whole thing, so I think I'm just gonna do one side right now, because I do want to blend this a little bit. I don't just want there to be a hard line. All right, then go back to the dark on here. Add some dark there. Can you see I sort of just blended away the little strips of dark in the middle? I just want there to be some blended color there. Okay, so here's my guy. Not too bad, huh? Okay. Now, before I put this on here, this on my card, what I want to do is also part of the Sun Prints, thanks for sharing, Janet. Also part of the Sun Print suite is this fern die. And I want to, thank you, Marcia. I want to do the whole thing in the fern embossing folder. But I have one thing that that I want to mention. So whenever I stamp on here first, which I wanted to do because there's going to be so much texture and it won't work well later, I use a Kleenex and on top of the stamped part, and then I can put this in the folder. So you wouldn't think that it would, like, it's been dry for how long now, you wouldn't think that it would be a big deal, but I did that last night too, and I'll just show you. I used the same Kleenex. Now I gotta find it. Oh, well, I think this is part of it. This is from one of the times that I did it. Oh, both of these. So I have like ink on here. So I'm trying to keep it from being on the inside of my folder because that could transfer to your project. So I would do this, but I did think ahead for this one, and I already did this one. So can you see the texture on all of it? I sort of like that it's the designer paper with the, I'll call it the colored texture, and then there's the actual texture of the folder here. So I did the whole thing. And then now I'm just, okay, this is a reminder. Make sure that you have something underneath when you're coloring with your blends, because you always have this look, because it does soak through. All right. So I need my dimensionals, and I'm just using these strips here. I was using tons of dimensionals, so I have several of them that have just the outside edges left. Hey, I just realized I forgot to send, I was going to do it last night and then forgot about it. So some of you are on here that are from my club that meets next Tuesday. So reminder, we have club. Oh, and is it Terry that, I think Terry's hostess. I will send out an email, but just mentioning it right here. So I wanted this one offset also. And there's my card. So I'm going to tip you up, and I'm going to show you another card that I did also. I'm going to show you the difference. Okay, so I'm going to upside down you, put you backwards again, and lift you up. Hello. I know you do. Okay, so here's my card that I just got done doing. Can you believe I colored all that? Shocking. Okay, and so remember last week, I used my, what is it called? Watercolor pencils, on the little bit of the pelican and the pylon. So I was gonna go that direction, and in fact I started with it on this one, and I want to show you the difference. So here is the watercolor pencils. I still used what do you call it, the blender pen to smooth out the color, but this would have been basic gray, early espresso, but I colored it lightly, and then old olive. But I definitely love how deep this color is. It makes me happy. Okay, and then I'll show you the other one again. Ha, he's so cute. I didn't want to do another full coloring one. That probably would have been quicker because those are great big trunk, but I just liked him plain. Okay, thank you so much, ladies. Do I have more to tell you? I can't think of more. So I'm done stamping, and I can't think of more that I need to tell you. Oh, okay, so one thing that I will say, we do still have a few spots left in our crafting retreat, one-day crafting retreat. Registration is over, but we are allowing late registration. It's an extra $10, so $75. If you didn't get an invitation and you would like one, let me know. Otherwise, there are still openings, and we're only allowing like a couple weeks more possibly to sign up if you didn't already and are interested. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you again next week. I don't think I have anything in the way, just sort of in a holding pattern as far as I know. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you again next week. Bye.